Hello, Parvati. Hello, Natasha. How are you guys? Here, the Palo Santo is killing me. Like, it was so strong. I don't know if it got some humidity on it because when I lit it up, the smell was so strong. Hola, Leonor. Sorry, guys, that I came at this hour. I don't know if it works for you, but it's my day off and I had to do some errands. So I have to run some errands and I had to do it early, so that's why I couldn't come at 10 like I always do. Oh, yeah, we missed you here, Natasha. Hi, Spirit. We noticed your absence, but well, life and other responsibilities sometimes a lot of people cannot join. Are you okay now? Or how you are you doing these days? Guys, now that I am watching myself on the screen, I noticed. I don't know. Remember that I did cut my hair like almost a month and a half ago. Remember, I cut the length of my hair, and now like now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's long already. I remember I cut it like My hair grows like crazy, but uh, is not like uh, um, because a lot of people praise my hair. Yeah, but actually, because of thyroids, I do lose my hair a lot. So, for example, if I'm sitting here and then I have to clean my house, probably I will find a lot of hair, like strands of my hair, like. So, it's not that glamorous, guys. It grows faster, but at the same time, I lose a lot of hair. And you have no idea when I brush it, a lot come out. The mix with my cat's hair and mine are like a bowl for a bowl. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's not that glamorous, guys. It's not just the looks. It's a lot of struggle. Mm. I'm doing better, but my jobs have been draining lately and emotional. Oh, yeah, yeah, Natasca. A lot of responsibilities. I know. Yeah, yeah. Spirit, me neither. Mm, yeah. I'm lucky that it grows faster, but like I always tell people, do not be deceived by how long my hair is because actually it falls a lot, and like you know, it's not that pretty. That's why I cut it. Actually, I cut the lens, like this part, a bit because I was tired of losing so many hair. So how are you guys? Any news in the K-pop scene? Except I'm fully aware and like I've been following Hobbies, BTS Hobby, J-Hope new release mixtape, and I'm loving this, and I'm loving to see him party with all these celebrities and genius people, and looking handsome. Hola, Miss Lluvia. Um, and so this is why I called. I'm sorry, I'm pouring my tea, a cup of tea. This is why I named my life creativity, because I was like, um, I don't know, a lot of. I was talking to an army friend about this, that the lyrics of. I haven't listened to the full Hobby album, but I did listen to more, and Harson is it? Um, and more, we were talking about it because she is a Taurus, but I always had been talking to her about how Hobby, since he is a moon in Taurus, reminds me of Taurus energy all the time. So when the lyrics of More, it's very Taurus. It's very Taurus energy. Like, I want more, and I want to gain things, and I want material things, and I'm not tired. Like, I want to keep going, and this is very Taurus, and I love this. I think that and she was like giving me a recommendation, like an idea about future videos to make, about how the moon sign, since I always talk about the idol's moon sign, how it influences their lyrics, and how it is sometimes it comes out in the lyrics, especially the ones that they write themselves. Um, and I thought that that was an interesting idea. Actually, I have to um, like come up with the idea how this would be, but I would love to do a series about moon signs and idols, creativity, self, and how the lyrics all often show their moon sign. Actually, I think that I did a post a few months ago about how it was interesting that Moon in Aries, BTS Day, and NCT 127 NCT Mark, that they are both Moon in Aries. Both of their songs had the word child in it. Because for me, Moon in Aries people never grow. They are always connected with their very inner child. So it's great to actually see that in the lyricism. It's like, wow. Definitely, I can tell that it's written by them because somehow there are some keywords that reminded me about their moon sign. So I remember I did a post about that, and I was because I thought it was like a coincidence, but it was very interesting from an astrological point of view. My point of view, of course, also. Um, Often the moon seems to be more apparent than the sun. Yes, for me, that's something that me, as someone that knows astrology, is is something that, since I am very intuitive, probably I have the the ability to see the moon sign, like display better than the sun sign. Probably I can guess your moon sign, not your sun sign, if you ask me. Um, I'm not surprised, but still surprised with Twice. I have not listened to J-Hope album, but till now, but I have to. Yes, I love the song Spirit. I did watch the MV. I loved it. Like, I love that song. I love her voice, and his voice is so soothing. Like, I'm loving this too. Yes, I have pendant to read on the both of them also. Hmm. Hey Samara, how are you? Yes, and then there's Jungkyun. He wants to set things on fire. Exactly. They often talk about fire in their song. Distraction, like, Moon in Aries are very interesting people. I think that it's such a strong energy, to have it all inside, but I'm loving this too. Yeah, yeah, spirit. This is why when I found those coincidences, I was like, oh, this is very, it's very intimate. Like, I love this. I love to watch their moon signs in action. Yeah, yeah, I love moon in Aries people. I would date a moon in Aries. I actually had met a few, but we never like settled for anything because they were Pisces sun mostly, and Pisces are so confusing. But I love moon in Aries is like when they just say what they want to say, and instantly, they are so transparent that I love that. Like, I love that. I love that because me, as a Scorpio moon, I am very passionate myself, but I'm also very distrustful. So when I meet Aries energy and I know that what they say and do is what they mean, I'm like so relaxed. I'm like, yes, I don't have to second guess this. You are telling me the truth here. Your truth. And it's not that it's, but I love Aries people. They are annoying sometimes, but I love them. And I'm surrounded by them. Oh, hello, Lilian. Thank you for being here. Beyoncé started feeling unwell on July while on tour in the United States from a doctor who gave he sought consultation from a doctor who gave medical advice. Oh, is he okay, Natasha? Do you know? Like I was really listening to Ian's eyes, nose, lips, and everything. It's such a yes, yes, mhm, yes, mhm. When you start paying attention, it's like you're like yes, mhm. It's very Taurus. It's just that I don't know. For example, a Baekhyun song "Candy" or "Candy," I don't know how you pronounce it. "Candy." It's very Taurus. "Candy." Even Infinite Sunkyu, literally all his songs are about wanting the Gorgon. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I hope. Oh, that's okay that they took that, that they put his health as a priority. Mm, yes, they should take care of him. I noticed that Toro's songs were more about her eyes, skin, exactly. And Cancer Moon, Myungso's songs were about her memories. Yes, because actually cancer placements or cancer people, they do have like a fixation with the past. You know, there's something like, oh, okay, uh, everything that it's melancholic or it's a sort of like gives them melancholia. It's like love. I don't know. You know, I dated a Cancer Moon, and when we were about to break up because I was so fed up with him because this is something that Cancer energy does. They don't make the decision to actually end things. They just push you to exhaustion, so you make the decision yourself. So then they can be like, oh, guilty free, you know, like, oh, you were the one that made the decision. And I remember I said to him, I was like, because he was like, no, we shouldn't break up. We should like give it another chance, you know. And I was like, I don't want to give it another chance. Like, I was like, you are going to treasure me more. Like, you really are going to like understand how valuable I am as a partner when I am part of your past. When I become your ex, you are going to remember me. You are going to be like, oh, she was the best I ever had. Like, I'm going to become more precious once I become your past. Because now that I am in your present, like, somehow you are taking things for granted. So I'm going to become your past. So you will never get over me. And you will never have the chance to get me back because, you know, I'm very stubborn. Once I made my mind and I'm done with you, I'm done with you. So Mm-hmm. I love Taurus people. I love them. They are so, I don't know, they are so chill. I sometimes they make me feel desperate because of how chill they are. Maybe because somehow I wish I could be like them, but I cannot because I don't have a, like I have an admiration for how they just flow with things. How they are so they are they embrace acceptance in a very way, in a very relaxing way, that I'm like, how are you not going crazy? Like, like I'm always like exhausted, or I'm always like panicking about something, and I'm always thinking about how to solve things, how to accelerate processes, and they are like, oh, well, whatever, it will work out eventually, with that slight smile in their faces that I want to slap them in the face, I swear. I feel so triggered sometimes by them because they represent everything that I'm not, and um, I have my North Node in Taurus because I have my South Node in Scorpio. So you know that Taurus is Scorpio, like opposite sign. So definitely there's a lot of learning for me to do about that. I have so many Scorpio energies. Probably in the past life I was a Scorpio as well. So I have to learn to connect a bit more with the Taurus energy. And even though I am an earth sign and I can be patient because I'm a Capricorn, Capricorn is not actually that patient comparing to Taurus. We are perseverant, but we are not patient. Like, we will wait, but we always have to keep moving. So we don't understand Taurus philosophy of just sit still and wait. I just cannot do that. I'm trying, as I'm getting older, I'm trying to embrace um, their peacefulness, their mindfulness, their everything that they do, how they enjoy things, how they enjoy, I don't know, watching nature, how they enjoy every meal, every moment, how everything is a slow motion with them. But that's not how I work. But I have to embrace it. I have to learn also. But sometimes they get me really impatient. Just watching them, I'm like, mm-hmm. And they are so fashionable. Everything that they do, everything that they wear looks amazing. The funny thing, the two most important people to me is Taurus moons. I feel comfortable with them. Yeah, my best friend is a Taurus moon. She's an Aries with a Taurus moon, and we had been friends since childhood. So, and we both have totally different lifestyles. She has children, she's married, and I'm currently single, and my priorities are different. My everything. We are very different, but we get along really well, actually. We complement each other really well, and we are what we have in common is loyalty. We are both very loyal to each other. We know that we will be there for each other, and I think that that's what I appreciate the most. But there are some other kinds of Taurus moons that I actually am not really comfortable with, especially the ones that just want to maintain certain things stable, so to say, stable. So, me as a Scorpio moon, or say a moon Pluto generation in Scorpio, um, we know about endings. We know that sometimes when we end things, it's a transformation. It's a possibility for transformation for us. And yes, of course, that going through an ending on an abrupt change is not comfortable, and it's not easy, and it sometimes is painful, but we go through it. And Moon Taurus people, sometimes they cannot do that. They don't want to do that. So sometimes they become the true denials about, what's going on, what's going on. So so that's one thing that probably I feel like I cannot go that deep with them, because once they set their mind into something, or into a relationship, for example, they tend to stay in relationships that are not very good for them. But they keep going anyways. And I don't know. And you ask them if they are happy, and they just have this idea that it's what's meant to be, or that relationships takes effort and that you have to forgive. And yes, yes, it's true, but at the same time you have to be able to end things that hurt you or that don't do you any good. Like, but well, maybe we can also learn from our friends of opposite signs. Yes. Oh, yeah, Lilian, I remember I read about that the last one that you said, that it was about the hair length and how it grows. It grows faster in summer, you wrote. But yeah, I think that that was the beginning when I was talking about it. I don't know if there's a delay with the video. Hi, Eva. Hello. So, mm, but it's okay, because I read your comment and I was like, that's real. So if you wanted to actually like to say that in a comment, it was very true. So I was like, okay. Here is really cold, guys. So I'm not going to stay for long, because here I'm freezing, I swear. And I gave my cats the heater. And I think it's starting to rain. So I was sending an astrology post on Twitter. Oh my god, people hate cancers, especially men. I don't want to give you like, because actually I don't think it adds to what this life is about, but I am being like, there's a cancer guy that is interested in me. He is from work, from where I work. And I'm so hesitant, like he's really nice. He's a really nice guy. Definitely, like, he has like um, good qualities, but I I tend to run away from cancer men. But they follow me because I'm a double Capricorn, so it happens. Yeah, I think that it's not just me. Yes, that's how all cancer men start out. They play too much according to others. Yeah, and you know that they are very persistent. Sometimes he does remind me a lot about Capricorn energy, because I am a Capricorn, but you know that I always mention I am probably the most optimistic because of my Jupiter and Sun in the first house. I'm the most optimistic Capricorn you will ever meet. So when I sense Capricorn energy outside of me, like maybe I am very Capricorn myself and I don't see it, but I know that I have a different style of communication, of what actually like interests me and how I considerate others. Um, and when I see him, like I'm like he does remind me a lot of Capricorn energy, and I think that this is what my astrology teacher actually taught me is that we tend to sometimes we are like how did she call it when we somehow become our opposite sign. Somehow we mirror our opposite sign. Instead of acting like your sign, you act like your opposite sign. And I think that that's something that I've seen in a lot of Cancer, like in Virgos too. I have observed that in Virgo, that actually a lot of Virgo guys look like Pisces or act like Pisces when it comes to how sometimes unstable they are. They look like they have everything together, but some of them are really lazy. So and in Cancer, especially the Cancer males, that they are in positions where they have a lot of responsibilities, and you know that Cancer it's also a leader, but when they are in the leader position, they remind me a lot of Capricorn because they get really cold and detached, and there's nothing sweet and loving about a Capricorn in power. They actually like save that sensitive side of themselves to their loved ones, but when they are in charge, they definitely let you know that they are in charge. So they remind me a lot of Capricorn. And sometimes I see that also in Taeyong, in NCT Taeyong, like that he is a Cancer sun, but sometimes when he has these leader vibes, he reminds me of Capricorn because he's very patient. He lets the others, like, he observes everything from afar, he lets the others have their time. He doesn't interrupt them, but he is stable. He's always there as an observer, you know. I would want to date a Taurus or Capricorn, mainly to bring me back to Earth. Yeah, I know. But maybe they'll think I'm too messy. People also can't stand Virgo men, Aquarius men, and Gemini. Oh no, actually, I have no trouble with Gemini, but I just don't. I cannot stand Gemini moon. I cannot stand Gemini moon. Like sometimes they make fun of others like when they are bored, and I don't like that. I am very susceptible to those kinds of jokes. So since they are very observant, sometimes they can get a bit like annoying with when they are like, oh, like, oh, I'm just being funny here. I'm pointing out a fact, but actually you're making fun of someone. Like I don't like that side of them. Not all of them are like this, but I noticed there's a pattern. Hello, Mary. Mm-hmm. I find that the women are very different from the male counterparts. Exactly. Taeyeon shows more of himself through his lyric writing. Mm-hmm. Yes, I can actually sense his um Well, he does have a lot of Gemini also. I think his Mercury and Venus are in Gemini. So yes, a good songwriter. I have no problem with Geminis either. It's like when they get too crazy, I just stare at them. They just never shut up. My experience is my experience is here with someone of heavy Gemini energy is I hate them. Yeah, I'm very like I try not to take it personally, but I do have water placements, so sometimes when they like just start they just cannot seem to shut up or to just empathize with someone. They just say whatever's on their mind, and they always try to they are really funny. I swear I laugh at their jokes, but sometimes when they like sometimes they make fun of others, and I don't like this. Hi Mariana, have you seen the Hype Sports Day with 17 TXT, Le Seraphim and Formis 9? No, really, I have to watch that. I know, right? I have never seen so. Yes, and they, you know, I love. I'm very curious, so I love to talk. But when they start talking about others, that's when they lose me. You know. Yes, Samara, that's true. Oh, I'm going to watch them. Game Catchers. Yeah, Leo's. Yeah, I loved me too, Samara. I love Leos because I love the energy that they bring. They bring even to the atmosphere that they bring to a room. There's definitely you need Leos, but sometimes they just cannot listen or show interest in others. Like they show interest in what you're saying as long as it includes them. So it gets boring pretty easily, especially if you're looking for a very like a strong connection or like an insightful of something, you know. But I do love them because they are great hosts, and they have this very vibrant and radiant energy that, you know, just to look at them because they are amazing. They are amazing. But if you're looking for, you know, like a really like deep conversation, I don't think. Yeah, they don't realize that they are selfish. Yes, they just think that it's you, the one that is not getting the things, that they are very generous. And actually, they are generous. They do have, yeah. Yeah, I love Leos, the ones that have a lot of Virgo energy in them. You know, I have met Leos that had like Venus in Virgo or Mercury in Virgo. Those were the ones that I could stand because actually they were really funny, very analytical, but at the same time very smart. So, you know, the conversation was really interesting. But the Leos, the ones that have Gemini energy in them, I'm like, oh my God. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm charming. Mm-hmm. Charming. Mm-hmm. They are a bit insecure, nevertheless. They will probably, like, for example, the Leos that have a lot of Virgo energy, they are a bit insecure. They are a bit insecure. Like, actually, you know, like I mentioned, any kind of, especially Mars in Virgo people or idols, they have a bit of an obsession with perfection, obviously. So if you ask them how they feel about a certain creation of theirs or a certain performance, they are always going to answer you that it wasn't good enough. So even though you see them like shine and you see them like do their best and you really applaud them for that, in their perception it's not good enough. So they tend to be a bit like harsh on themselves. Yeah. So you have to always remind them of how great they are or that they are doing their best. But you know what? I like Leo's pretty entertaining. Yeah, Leos are very entertaining. Yeah. This is why I think that we need them. We need them. Mm. We need yes, Venus in Virgo actually it's like a sort of influence where you probably don't feel like you are good enough for someone. Maybe you are attracted to someone and you are like, oh, I don't think that that person is going to like me, or so you start doing a lot of things for the people that you love so you can prove your worth. um, so if you are dating a Venus in Virgo, you have to be very patient. You have to be also reminding them not to be like lovey-dovey and being affectionate and all over them. Just remind them that they are doing a good job and that they are a great partner and that you appreciate what they do for you. This is something that just say it. Venus in Virgo will appreciate it very much. They just need that. They need that because in their mind they're always thinking like, oh, I could have done better. I should have done this. I should have said this. So they need that from their partner or their loved ones in general. um, mm, I agree they like to constantly be reminded that I'm taking control, and I end up taking control of the narrative and compliment them when I feel like it. Constantly, I agree, but they like to constantly be reminded, and I end up taking control of them. I didn't understand, Samara. Like, I don't understand the mean part. Like, yeah, actually, I have met, for example, Libra people with moon in Virgo, for example. And you know how Libra always needs other people. Libra needs the others, and Libra it also needs compliments. So when you have like a Virgo moon, for example, they get really obsessive with I'm not good enough. So I remember that I had this friend, and I would always like they would always talk bad about themselves, like, oh, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not good enough, and I would always remind them, that, oh, I think that you're doing great. Oh, well, if you made a mistake, well, things happen, we all learn and move on. And yes, eventually, I started to like a bit like avoid them because they are sometimes they get a bit pessimist or they get a bit like too negative. So it's like, it doesn't matter how many times you remind them, and especially Libra, they probably need you to remind them all the time. So I gotta be upset. I gotta be tired of that, because I was like, you are not listening to me. You are just looking. I mean, we were talking about something, and they would always bring up some, I don't know, unfortunate event where they thought that things weren't good enough, or like I mess up in this, and in that they just cannot stop thinking about that. And I was like, oh yes, I understand you, but you're doing great. Like, be patient with yourself, But eventually, I was like, we always have this conversation. So I think that maybe, you know, this feedback that I'm giving you, or either you're not listening or you are too into that you don't feel so good about yourself that maybe they needed to go and get therapy because my comments weren't like helping. Um, yes, it gets a bit annoying, Leona. Yes, yes, yes. That's the yeah. It gets a bit annoying actually. Um, like because you're like and from in my perspective, like I really meant what I said. Every time I compliment them or I reminded them of something, to make them feel good, I actually meant it. Like I wasn't just saying it so, they would shut up about it. But it seems like for them it wasn't easy to take it or to acknowledge it. So, I got really tired of having that conversation over and over. Yeah, I also got very affected by opinions, but at the same time, I kind of sense there's not much I can do about something. Yes, mm-hmm, yes, mm-hmm. People trying to stick to a false image of themselves. Mm. I can imagine Libra being with Pisces because they are in their head most of the times. My godparents, both of them one of them is a Pisces and the other one is a Libra, and they had been married for a while. So I don't know how they do it, but they did it. A lot of denying in the middle, of course, but they are still together. Maybe because one of them has moon in Taurus, so she's putting all the work. Every time I would watch Banchan, Banchan lives, he would be constantly putting himself down. Yeah, this is why I always say that Banchan for me is very Libra. Um, because I don't see him like I see him like there's something that he is like he doesn't see himself. So and he's always been really nice, and very diplomat. So I'm like, oh, you are a fool, Libra. And I don't know. I like him, but I actually never heard him. I only watched Cham's Room, but I never like watched, for example, a be live of him just talking. Because what I notice about him is that he's always diplomat with everything that he says. So he's always like trying to. His opinions are very balanced, and this is very, very Libra, and especially because he has the responsibility of being a leader, so he has to be good at communicating. He cannot be talking bad about others. This is why he probably in his speech he's always talking, oh, this is so nice, oh, I'm happy for this, oh, I'm loving. He's always trying to like compensate, and I sometimes, and also it's part of being an idol. I think that the idol role must have been invented by a Libra. Must have been invented by a Libra because of all the rules and etiquettes and everything that they have to behave. It sure wasn't made by a Scorpio. And in real life, I knew this Libra man in high school. He would constantly do it, and my Gemini friend at the time, he would be like, "Why are you always searching for compliments?" Yeah, yeah. Korea culture reminds me a lot of Libra. Yeah, a lot of Libra. Like they always talk about appearances, and if they praise you, actually they praise you because of your looks. So because of the aesthetics of things. Um, and about making you feel like this is why they invented the soft power. The soft power. Mm. It's like a way of dominance, but from a perspective of like I once showed you my astrological cards, and that the Libra card was a geisha. And you know how the geishas were like this hostess. They made you forget about the ugliness of the world, of your personal circumstances. So in a very chaotic period of time, where a lot of things were happening, and the geishas were this experience that you could buy, actually, to connect with beauty, to connect with enjoying having a pleasant moment, connecting with pleasure as well and beauty. Do you think Geminis look for compliments? I don't know. Maybe Moon in Gemini, but I don't think Geminis. No, because Gemini is always jumping around. With what bothers them 1 second, it's no longer bothering the next. So it's really hard to follow. See, because Banchan is balanced. He's good at making a balance between other topics and him putting himself down so he goes unnoticed. Yeah, yeah. It's that. It's just that for me, a lot of Libra, and also a lot of Libra that I met in my life, they often put their efforts to make everyone better, to make their partners feel better, to make their friends do better. They always are there for others, because for Libra energy, the others are important. If the other is okay, I am okay as well. So they often forget about themselves. They don't know who they are, or they don't see themselves besides being like associated with someone, or like something. So sometimes they forget who they are. They don't know who they are sometimes. They know that they belong to someone, or that they belong to an association, but they don't really want to know either. They are very comfortable with not thinking about themselves. They love to put their energy on others. I think astrology is very interesting when looking at twins, because I have friends who are both Aquarius and twins that they could not be different. It's just that being a twin, you need to differentiate yourself from the other that looks exactly like you. In that, I think I watched like a documentary about how you have these twins that they have very identical birth charts, and how to interpret that from an astrological point of view. And I think that there are some things that is not just about astrology. I think that we should take the experience of having a double you. Like, how would you feel if you had a double of you as a sibling? And not to mention if you had parents that insist on you dressing up like each other, identical, and of you being a shadow of the other. Like, I think that nowadays is not. Nowadays we some twins do have the possibility from a very young age to choose their preferences, like how I want to dress, what if he chooses black, I will choose white, because I think that it's human nature. Wouldn't you feel a bit like uncomfortable if you had like a twin? Someone that it's not you, and the other person knows that it's not you, but somehow people are obsessed with doing like this sort of two people in one or something like that, and that also you are like this sort of like amusement for others, because they're like, oh, there are two of the same. I think that being a twin, it must be a bit creepy. I would be afraid, honestly. You always try to differentiate yourself. Yes, because it's part of being a person. Like you don't want to be as like compared. Like who wants to be compared to other? Like no, I am my own self. Like I am me. Yes, we are similar, but I am me. I'm not him or her. I am me. And I think that they probably struggle their whole life to be like, I am not that person. I am me. Like hello. Hello, Rim. Yeah. Yes, the fraternal part is amazing. Yes, of course. But the part of people like thinking like you are the same soul split in two, like, like I don't know, like you probably have different purposes or things that you want to do. I don't know. It's think people should consider, like, well, we are evolving nowadays. It's not the same. But I had friends that were twins, and and you always had like the introvert one and the extrovert one, and I think that they would like accentuate those traits so people would stop comparing them as if they were, a body with two heads. Like they look the same, but they are not the same. We all need to be cherished for our individuality. Yes. It's hard when you see stunning people on it and you think, why can't I be like that on others? And I try to not to compare myself. At times some people say to me, you guys are related, which makes me laugh. Okay, guys, I'm going to start pulling some cards because I'm freezing here. So I think that I'm going to wrap this very soon because it's very cold here. Um, so we're going to start with the questions. I'm going to take 5 today. It is going to be about idols. It's not going to be personal. Um, I don't think it's the beauty standards in Japan, Korean, many styles, even the ones they're not supposed to wear. But I would imagine that they just accustomed to straight hair. Yeah, I love Banchan's curly hair. I love it. Yeah, jealousy. Exactly. Exactly. Jealousy. This is something that I think that people, especially the ones that like to compare them to each other, they don't realize that they are instigating jealousy between each other, between them. Because if you are comparing them all the time, like, like you are like somehow canceling their way of individual expression. You know, it's like they have to be like this, or you have to be like your brother, or you have to be like your sister, you know, like any brother sibling relationship, I guess. But, you know, individualization, your individual traits are very important. You are you, you know, and when others don't see it, that you are your own person, and they insist on comparing you with someone else, it can get you can get violent, actually. Or you can get self-destructive or something like that because it annoys you so much. Yes, sure, Spirit. Can you put some cards for, okay, for Benju? Benju. I always have trouble with his name, my God. Benju. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, you incorporated that this is what you are and that it's okay. Mm-hmm. But yes, when you are living with when you are young and you are living all the time with that person, there's, oh, bomb you. Thank you, Marie. Bomb you. Thank you. I know I was pronouncing it wrong. I knew it. Say, okay. Jenny. And about the twice situation, I noticed I was ranting about something else, but I heard and I read that they renewed their contract, and I think that this is why I think I had pulled cards for them, and I think I don't know if I did a general reading on my channel, but you know that a lot of people were asking me through these months, like about Twice, you know, like, oh, how's Twice doing about the contract, and I was very hesitant to touch that subject. I think that I did talk about that. I think that they were in a moment where they didn't want to be rushed to make any decision right now. But I think that a lot of people were like very worried about them, like, I don't know, not continuing. And I actually, I remember I never saw them actually, like, you know, I always emphasized that these girls are very hardworking, and that if they had been working until now, they could potentially like keep going. I never said like there was like, this is what I remember from that subject, that I never seen cards that would indicate like an abrupt ending. So it doesn't surprise me that actually they're renew, because they are very professional. I remember I said it last week. IN? IN? Oh, IN. Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you, Samara. I wanted to request general reading for Infinite L. Ah, okay. Infinite L. Kim Myung Soo. He's coming from the military in his son. Okay. Lay. Okay. Okay. Okay, Spirit. I will try. I will do it this week. Lay. New album. Okay, guys. I have 5 already. I'm going to stop with those. I'm going to do this 5 because I'm freezing here and I want to go. Oh my god. It's not that it's that cold, it's just that my feet are cold, so if my feet get cold, I am cold. Like, Oh my God. Winter is here for us guys here in Latin America, so yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to wear a mask all the time because I don't want to. But there are days where I feel a bit weird. Oh, oh no, wait. Oh no, Rim. Yeah, I heard that, yes, on the north, a lot of people are suffering with the heat. I don't like the heat either. So when it comes to cold, I really? Oh no, no, Mari, please don't say that. Seems to have a comeback. Don't say that I work at the pharmacy. No, can you imagine the people going crazy? Oh my. I will have to resign. I will have to resign my. Yes, 3 degrees exactly. Yes, 3 degrees, Maria, Mariana. I'm sorry. 3 degrees it's here. I'm really cold. I'm really cold. And you know that since I'm sitting here and I'm not moving, I'm feeling much more cold. And I have a heater, but my cats are using it. So, priorities. Terrible. Okay, let's start with Bomb TXT Bomb. Oh my. No, not that making a comeback again. I feel sorry for the idols that are actually like going, you know, and interacting. Oh my, but well, we have to move on anyway. So, and they have to keep working. So, Bomb he got Five of Swords, the Hierophant. So, so yeah, I don't know what's going on. Actually, Bibong, the good thing is that the Hierophant came out, so it means that the company is taking care of this. Um, because actually is it's a mix of it's a mix that of like a sort of mental stress, like probably he is like overthinking or there's something that it's affecting his like his body, but it's not his body. Hi, Heavenly Clouds. um it's not physical what he has, it's just that it's manifesting in his body because he somehow is he feels like defeated. He feels like he lost something. So probably he's too harsh on himself, or he tends to overthink a lot. So I think that it has to do with some kind of a stress. It's more a stress in induced. It's not that his body is sick, you know. Yeah, but I'm loving that also the Hierophant is here. Like we're going to take care of him. Yes, and in all shape and form, not just taking him to the doctor. They are also going to, to talk to him, to probably give him more like uh, emotional intelligence as well to teach him to see different professionals of mental health so he can actually open up and being able to be a bit like more patient with himself, because probably he is the kind of person that he doesn't say anything but he holds everything in. So this is why it's affecting his mind. He's probably very stressed. Like he probably feels very stressed. I don't know if he feels insecure about certain things that he has to do. Or probably, is he an introvert or something like that? Does he have problems like being exposed to meet new people and getting out of his comfort zone, and but I'm loving that actually Hive is represented here. He's not alone. He's not alone. Okay, he's an extrovert. Because it seems like he's too harsh on himself. Like, I don't know if he had lost something in the past, or if he feels like he is not good enough. I don't know. There's something that it's like something mental, like he probably, like he doesn't have like the awareness of like knowing how to regulate his obsessive thinking. I think that it's obsessive thinking. I think he tends to think in a very obsessive kind of way. Um, hmm, yes, he made mistakes. There is something about this, and probably it's something that's only going on in his mind, because actually I don't think that, yes, I don't think that no one is pushing him to be, oh, you have to be like this. I think that it's more about him talking to himself about this. But I think that Hive is very aware of this. Hive is very aware that probably he has this mechanism of defense like this. So this is why they are stepping up and they are taking care of him, because they are like, okay, probably he did experience this before and he was like, no, I'm okay, I'm going to keep going. And now Hive is like, no, you need to stop. You need to stop. We are going to talk about this. We are going to work on this. We are going to address this, because they don't want it to get into something more serious. They don't want their idols to be stressed. Mm. Yes. Yeah, but from what I can see, Hive has it. Hive has the means, and probably Hive has like a sort of like people that has that. Um, they have a psychologist or a counselor. They do have it. They do have it. Okay, let's pull a card for Tay, for B. I'm sorry, guys. I'm laughing at myself. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, how do I do this? Do I have naked people here? I'm going to look. This is the devil card. This is the death card. So I was laughing because I was like, oh, this is very Capricorn. This is very Tay. I think that this wouldn't be a Tay's reading if there wasn't fire involved in this. And I don't have wands here, but I have fire. So, and the Capricorn card, that is the devil card. So how is B doing? Yes. How is B doing? B is also thinking about setting a few things in fire. He's thinking about, he wants a major transformation. He wants a totally full makeover. Like, I don't know if this means that if he had been working on his mixtape, he wants to start all over again. Probably he does. because now he's getting more and more ambitious. It's like, I want to, like, be more brave. I want to achieve more. You know, the hobby song more, well, this is, there should be like also Beast Lullaby, the hobby song more. Because he's feeling very confident as well. He's feeling very confident, and he will not stop until he gets it. So this is going to be expensive as well. This is going to be expensive. So, they better get him what he wants, because he's going to set everything on fire. Um, yes, I think he got inspired by hobby. Yes, I think he got inspired by hobby. Actually, hobby. Like I mentioned, I think that when I did my birthday reading for hobby on February, I mentioned about how he could potentially be a mentor. Like, he should go be a mentor, a judge, you know, because he does influence people with his. It's just that hobby is not just an idol. He is a musician. He's an artistic person, and he's constantly changing. And he's also so cool. Yes, J Hope was perfect to go first. Exactly, Leona. He set the mood. He set the mood. I am so proud of them. People that were worried about them going individual projects. That with my reading, what I said, that this was the best decision they could have ever made. That they are going to get a lot of growth recognition. I mean, we know they get recognitions because they are BTS, and we know that the fans always are going to support them, and praise what they do. But this, what they're doing individually, as an individual artist, not part of BTS, it's so good that I am so proud. Like, I am like, yes, show them what you're all about. Yes, shine. It's your moment to also connect with individuality. And here we have a guy, because we're talking about Tay, we have a guy that he was waiting for this opportunity of going solo, because he has the potential, of course. He has the potential. He has the potential. Um, Oops, sorry, just made a mistake of writing my head from my hair. And J-Hope felt like this song was awkward, but you also feel this was a perfect way to display his artistry. Exactly. There's no right and wrong with artistry. There's no right or wrong. There's no right recipe. It's just how it comes out. And yes, some people are not going to like it, and some people are going to love it, but this is your creation. So, it's your child. Embrace it. Be proud of it. They need to shine individually. Of course, they need to shine individually. It's so healthy. It's so therapeutic. This is why I was like, this is the greatest decision and the most honest and transparent decisions, to be like, okay, we want to do individual things. We want to focus on individual. It's not that we are living or disbanding like everyone else thought. It's not that. It's about connecting with themselves. I think that it's genius, genius. And for Tay, there's going to be a rebirth. For Tay, it's going to be a rebirth again. So probably you will have to be patient, because he's going to start over with his mixtape. I personally waiting for Jacob and Supa Sholo. Yes, I'm waiting for Youngis. Exactly. I am an Agusti fan. I am an Agusti fan. Yes, I am an Agusti fan. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And I would say I want to listen to Taste. Yeah, to Taeyong's. Because he took so long to, there's some, and he's so classical, he's into jazz and stuff. So his songs are, his voice is very soothing. Like, so I really would want to check out also. Mm. Okay, let's move on to Jenny, the other Capricorn. The other Capricorn in the house. Well, Knight of Cups, Four of Wands. So how is Jenny doing? Jenny is like is receiving invitations. Jenny is celebrating. Jenny is celebrating life. She is feeling very good, very emotional. She's feeling very um she's feeling very emotional but also very fulfilled, and also she's having fun. She's having fun. She is enjoying. I don't know if some of you know where Jenny is. Yes, she is a socialite. Exactly. You know, party, dancing, having fun, and she's feeling so loved and so full that this is a great moment. Because actually this is a great moment for this, because since if they're having a comeback, I think that I would want Jenny to connect with love and appreciation and feeling emotionally supported before they start working on their comeback. So I think that this is like, you know, when you have like a vacation before starting to work on a bigger project that is going to take a lot of their energy. So I want her to feel like this. You know, she feels actually very, and I don't know if maybe there's someone there. Um, Maybe there's someone there. Hmm. There's someone offering her love. This is part of her happiness as well. There's someone. But it's in the early stages, guys, so it's not like a romance. Like, no, it's not someone from her past, like I mentioned, that she had like a past relationship that she couldn't let go of. I don't see this now, but there's someone offering her love, offering their love to her. So she's like, oh, she's like being like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. um I don't know, it does make her feel good. You know, it's like B. You know, maybe it's a it's a season. I don't know, because you know, like I was mentioned, I was being like there's a Cancer guy that it's also like being called. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how do you say it in English when someone is flirting with you or is making advances on you, or like that they are showing that they are interested in you. Well, I have that myself in my life right now. So since I share a few placements with Jenny, maybe she's going through the same. And she's just not, she's like nor accepting nor denying. She's just having fun because she probably has a lot of options. So she's like, oh, I'm not going to choose, but I'm loving this. Like, she's admiring that this person is coming very straightforward with their cup. You know, it makes her feel good in her self-esteem. You know, she's like, oh, you know, she admires bravery in a guy. She admires bravery in a guy, in a guy that just goes for it or just tells her how he feels. You know, but she's not accepting. She's having fun. Okay, I am Stray Kids. I am the Magne. Stray Kids. I am Ace of Pentacles, Page of Wands. So another one that is really passionate, a very passionate young man. He's very passionate, and he's also feeling very prosperous. How is Stray Kids doing these days? I don't know much about what they're doing, their activities, because he's feeling very passionate, and actually he's in a good shape physically. Um, he didn't get the virus, right? Because actually he's feeling very like prosperous. You know, he got the ace of pentacles. So yeah, that Leo moon shining bright. You know, that Leo moon shining bright, and he also, yeah, but that Leo moon is very right. Yes, you're right about that, Samara. You're right about that. You definitely can see this. He's growing. This guy is growing. He's going to be very prosperous in the future. It's just that he has to connect with his passions. He has to connect with his identity, with what he wants to do, what he's capable of doing. You know, probably since he is okay, because he's feeling like he has a lot of energy, and probably he's the guy that, yes, he is the youngest, but he has like a lot of stamina. He has a lot of like I remember he has Mars in Scorpio as well. So probably he does have like this sort of like, you know, phoenix kind of energy physically, that he can have a cold, or he can have, you know, different like obstacles, but he's very healthy, and also he's very strong. He's very strong. He's sensitive, yes, he's sensitive, but he always recovers. So this is what he got the ace. He probably will be very successful while he's still working. You know, he has to connect with his ability to create, actually. But he's very stable in his energy. I love this. I love this. Because I sense that even though he's the youngest, probably he's sort of like I wouldn't say the backbone of the group, but he's a guy that you can count that he will always be okay. That he will always be for wherever he's needed. You know, like he will not back down. Like he's very driven. You know, he's like, mm, yeah, yeah. He's also very brave. He's very brave. It's just that he has to connect with his Leo moon. He has to shine more. He has to allow himself to shine more, because he does want to. He does desire the spotlight. He wants to shine. He wants to be one of the popular members. But he has the ability also. Probably he wants to be seen more mature. He probably wants to be seen more masculine as well. So I don't know, maybe he's working on his body, or you will start noticing that his body starts to change, and probably his body posture, or actually probably he starts to work out more, and his body shape starts changing. But he will go through a transformation. You will see it. You will see it on him. And the last question is for Lay's new album. And I'm going to go, guys, because I'm freezing. Okay, Lay got Eight of Swords, the Hierophant. Again, the Hierophant. Again, the company. Again, an institution. Um, he definitely feels restricted by an institution. He definitely feels restricted. He feels the restriction. He definitely does. And he wants to set himself free from this. There's like a need for, like, let me be free old concepts, or I want to be free. But somehow this is not possible right now. This is not possible. I think that somehow he needs to convince himself that he's doing the best with what he have with what he has available. Because I feel like this institution weighs a lot. Like they are very important. This is why they are here. Yes, they set the rules. Yes, they set the conditions. And yes, he's not comfortable with this, but he has to wait a little longer. He must follow the rules. Like, unfortunately, it's not, it mustn't be comfortable for him, probably because I think that he does have a desire to set himself free. And I think that he can set himself free eventually. But I think that probably right now, if he wants to keep, like, we're talking about his new album here, so probably if this is for the album, yes, he has to follow the traditions. He has to follow the traditions, the laws. I don't know if this is SM. Maybe it can also be because is he in China, like, or does he have like another? Is he working with other companies or something like that in his home country? Because I feel like probably it's not SM. It has to do with other people also like restricting his way of expression, or other businesses or other influential people. Does anyone know? Mm. There's something about following the rules. Where is he right now? Mm. There's a lot of restrictions. There's like probably yes, he will be able to release it or something, but there's also like a lot of like things that will be postponed or something like that that it has to do with a sort of government more than with SM. Ley, Exos ley. So I don't know. But the advice for him is not to stress out and just do what he has available and just go with the flow. But there will be like moments where he will feel like, oh, like this is, Lei has his own agency. Hmm. Yeah, because we were talking about, yes, that this is an institution, and the first thing that we thought was SM, but I have the feeling that this is not SM. But it does have a lot of presence in his life. So there's a lot of restriction, guys, or is going to be a lot of restrictions about the new album, or probably the way he wants to promote it. I don't know. There's something. Is something going on in China? Yeah, yeah. It's not a same. No, no, because yes, I don't think that it's like, because if it was a same, I would be like, oh, maybe the justice card would have to come out, to be like, oh, okay, there's like this legal battle pendant or something like that, or there's like this No, this is something else, Um, Probably he wants, there's something about resources. Probably he wants more resources, or he has to follow the rules and he doesn't want to. Probably he has to, I don't know, ask for some kind of permissions and he doesn't want to. I hope so, but it does sound more like the business industry. Could it be the country? Could it be that the country has restrictions? It's weird, guys. It's weird. And I'm going to pull. Lei has done a lot for ambassador work for something was going on in Shanghai. People were allowed due to COVID stuff. There's like, this is why what the first thing that came to my mind is for him to actually follow the rules. Like, that he will feel restricted because maybe he doesn't want to. He wants to go all out with his, or he has an idea about what he wants, or where he wants to perform, or where he wants to shoot a certain things. But the hierophant there is like, you have to follow the rules, whatever guideline it's in that moment. You have to follow it. Follow it. It's not that it will always be like this, but this is the energy of the moment. So I'm going to pull two cards. The last one that I'm going to read, because I read someone was asking for AT's leader, Honjun. And I think that because this person was like, is he still stressed? And every time I do pull a card for Honjun, it does seem like he's an overthinker or he's a perfectionist himself. But I think that it's not fair to put a label on someone and being like, oh, he's stressed. I think that he is someone that he takes his job very seriously, and part of the style that he does for work and for his responsibility as a leader is to overthink. But it's part of his essence. It's not that he does it so he can suffer or that he is suffering. It's just that it's his mental processes. He probably stresses more than the usual, but because he wants to achieve perfection. And it's part of his sort of work ethic. Like, yes, it's not comfortable to be like that, but it's like a personality trait. It's like a way of execution. A lot of leaders go through stress, actually. It's just that some people brush it off more easily, or some people probably have other people around them that advise them to loosen up a bit. But the role of a leader is tough. But this doesn't mean that he is someone that is always stressed, or that he's a stressful person, or that he's a nervous person. It's just that he has a lot of responsibilities, and probably he doesn't have much. He doesn't trust others, because this is very Scorpio too. He doesn't trust others to do what he has to do, or to help him with, or to delegate what he has to do. So this is why he feels pressure sometimes. But energies always change. So he got the Five of Wands and the Fool card. So this is what I was talking about. He probably is going to like also go through, enter a new phase in his life, and in his career as well. Like stop fighting or opposing with himself. He probably is someone that, like we mentioned, if he's a perfectionist, he's always like in conflict with himself mentally. He's like, oh, I should have done this, or I shouldn't have done this, or maybe he's always thinking, he's always trying to plan ahead. So now with the Fool card, it means that he is allowing himself to start all over. Probably he will come to a realization that actually he has to change, and that this change, he has to make the change happen. You know, that is not about the group circumstances or his life circumstances. It's more about him, like stopping being his own enemy, you know, like him stopping, like, you know, like being in constant tension with himself. Probably like also like releasing a few burdens, you know, setting himself free and be a bit more of a daredevil, being a bit more of, you know, enjoying being authentic and also not thinking so much about the consequences. You know, being, I think that he can do this, he can pull this off very well. You know, like probably being a bit more chill, you know, like a bit more like, okay, let's welcome the change, let's start over, and let's try new things, you know, like, because I think that he's very creative person, but he does need to stop fighting with himself. You know, he probably is too harsh on himself if he is a perfectionist. But here with the full card, there's a new beginning coming for him. So probably a lot of things are going to change about him. So you will see a different attitude in him, a different kind of person, even from a physical point of view. Maybe he will change his style, or there's something that is going to change in his persona. So you will definitely see like a new chapter in him, because also let's not forget that he's a Scorpio, so he's always changing. You will never see him like you will never like get to a period where you're like, oh, I think I know him. No, you don't know him. He's always like here, like this person. He's always on the edge, welcoming like a new beginning, a brand new day, and also releasing burdens. You know, instead of carrying a lot of burden and unnecessary burdens, carry what only what's necessary. Carry only your creativity, carry only your tools to develop yourself, nothing more, nothing less, and go to this new chapter of your life with joy, and go with an open mind. Leave the past behind. Leave the past behind and start over. Start over. So, yes, guys, this is all I have for today. I'm going to go because I'm freezing here. I already said it. But, well, I hope that you enjoyed it today, and thank you for being here. I know it's a Saturday, but I appreciate that you came to hang out a bit with me. Yes, and thank you. Yeah, you too, guys. You enjoy the weather if it's possible wherever you are. Um, yes. Thank you so much. I will see you in my videos during the week. Bye.